It's your boys from the Everything College Basketball Podcast, Josh and Peyton, here to remind you all that college basketball season is right around the corner. Yes, we finally know it's right around the corner, and Peyton, there's only one place people should go for all the college basketball excitement.
Well, Josh, the only place to find all college basketball hoops all the time is Everything College Basketball. Everything College Basketball can be listened to on several podcast hosting sites like Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And we can also be found on our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Everything College Basketball.
Yes, make sure you are joining the group with a couple other 100 people and growing by the day as we march into year number 3 of the Everything College Basketball networking system. Now, let's get back to Conrad and Everything Pro Wrestling.
Once again, you already know what it is, and you already know when you have reached the number one collaborative professional wrestling podcast, not in the United States, not in the Western Hemisphere, in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fired up to bring you the latest edition of Clash of the By God podcast. To my immediate left, your immediate right, is the one and only Conrad Cushman, representing Everything Pro Wrestling and the Buffalo Bills, apparently. You know what I'm saying? And I am Sean Hubbard, representing Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. And I am officially hoping the New York Giants lose the rest of their games, because now it is all about getting the number one pick in the draft. There's no reason to win any more games now. It's over. Now we need to lose to get the number one pick and get Daniel Jones the heck out of here. I mean, get well soon, but get him the heck out of here. With that being said, we got a lot of things to talk about. Ronda Rousey is going to be making her pay-per-view debut outside of WWE on Fight pay-per-view this Thursday night. In addition to that, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly will be live this Thursday night with Conrad and Renzi and Crystal. Tonight we're going to be talking about All Elite Wrestling presenting their feature pay-per-view entitled Full Gear, with Jay White challenging AEW World Champion who doesn't have the belt, MJF. We're going to talk more about the Masked Man. We're going to talk about the newly formed mega group known as Damage Control. All that and more coming up in about as much time as it takes for me to say, Conrad, drop that thing.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Clash of the Podcast. We have a little technical difficulty, so if I freeze up, I'm just going to roll with the punches and keep talking. You'll hear the audio, but I was having some video issues. Hashtag blame StreamYard. So, Buffalo Bills are playing tonight. Wish us some good luck. We're playing the Broncos, and then after that, it looks like it's going to be a rough patch for us because we have the toughest schedule in the NFL, it is said. And we haven't had a bye week yet, for the record. But, you know, I'm crazy. I didn't know what I was talking about at the beginning of the season. Why? Oh, it's going to be real rough on us. Oh, you're whining, dude. Aaron Rodgers got hurt. There's nothing to complain about. No, there was a lot to complain about when I saw that schedule. I was like, nah, there's a lot of issues here. All right? So we do what we do. All right? We got some wrestling to talk about. We got some good things. Now, Quills is the first one in here. But Quills, you got leapfrogged. When you send the super chat, you jump up. So Joel says the best duo in wrestling talk, Sean and Conrad. Joel, thank you for the $2, my friend.
Man, real talk.
Appreciate you coming in here. But now to the original first. My man Quills. Sir Quills is in the house. He said, your boy Sir Quills is back, a little bit under the weather, but still feeling good enough to check out my two favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 63 of Clash of the Podcast. Sean and chat, Lego.
Let's go. Quilly Quills.
Look at. Even Sean was in here. Quilly Quills. Respect. I love it. I love it. Joel was right in there though. He was right behind.
Yes, sir.
Guy Will Gamble says you're what's good. We got my boy Vinny in the house. What's good, Vinny?
Vinny, God
blessed to listen to y'all and talk pro wrestling. God bless you guys. Bless you, Vinny. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Sean.
No, I just said God bless you, my brother. We're on the same page, man.
Okay. Guy Will Gamble said, what up, everybody? Still can't understand how you can get disqualified from a battle royal.
Touche, Gamble. Touche.
I got nothing. After all the other foolishness they allow, they're like, you went way too far.
Yeah.
Way too far with this. Ray Thompson says, happy Monday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. My weekend was good.
My weekend was good, but too fast as usual. My mama always says, don't wish your life away by wishing for Fridays, but because the whole logic is that you're wishing your life away because you're wishing for Fridays starting from Monday, so you kind of try to breeze through the rest of the week. But I can't help it, man. I look forward to Friday every time the weekend is over.
I think it's short-term goal setting is how I always view it. Like, nah, you're just trying to get there. So
nice spin. I like that. Nice spin.
That's just real spin, I think, is what it is. You're just like, got to make it till then.
Mm-hmm.
This one's you.
M. Leezy Fo Sheezy. Hello, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hope you are doing well. We hope you are doing well as well, M. Leezy. We appreciate you, my G.
The bad guy in the chat, XGW Wrestling, says, hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
What's good? What's good?
To XGW.
Let's see here. That was Sean covering for me because of my technical issues. Ooh. Can we start? Should we start with this? I know we're gonna start off with Full Gear preview and predictions, everyone. But we're gonna squeeze this in. I'm gonna let y'all know that. But nomination for, we're gonna call it blank up of the year, goes to Billy Corgan, looking like that meme of Rick James from Chappelle's Show. Wow.
Touche.
We'll get into that. I have something for us for that, but wow. Dougie Fresh says, didn't try for first today, was too busy cooking spaghetti with self-made cheese stuffed meatballs and semi-self-made garlic bread.
I'm not mad at you, man. I'm not mad at you. Enjoy.
Yeah, send the pics over if you got them. We have a Discord, by the way, for everything pro wrestling. If you guys want to go on in there, Sean, feel free. I don't know if you have one, but join. Post your videos in there. There's a section for people to post videos too if they want. Whatever.
I gotta broaden my horizons.
We have food as well in there. We have a food section just to drop off. I put what did I put in there the other day? It was like pumpkin pie or sweet potato brownies that I see. I'm like, yo, people are mad creative with this stuff.
It's that time of year, man. I know people are not really, understanding how quickly the year is going. We are in holiday season right now. Do not get it twisted. As soon as Halloween is over, we are in the midst of holiday season.
Man, and you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with being in holiday season. Thanksgiving's my favorite one now because I can kind of kick back and relax. I mean, maybe you'll help with some food, but other than that, that's it. It ain't got to be all this pressure. Christmas is too much pressure for me. I'm getting old. I'm like, yo, what do you want?
Christmas is pressure now because our kids want bigger stuff.
I wouldn't even say bigger. Like, I'm still lucky enough that the intern's young enough that it's like,
right. The intern is still kind of young. My little man is not little anymore, so it's a situation now where it's like I'm buying big crap and. I'm not gonna lie. I asked Mom Dukes and my father for help. If hey, listen, y'all can help me go TAF on this because these kids. Let me tell you something, man. I'm not gonna go off on a big tangent, but I'm gonna say this, man. These kids have expensive taste, bro. I mean, expensive taste.
We did too, though. Let's not front. Like Sega Genesis, bro. I need it.
Sega Genesis was like $150, bro.
Bro, no. I'm about to call you out now on this one. Nintendo 64. I just saw an ad the other day. You know Nintendo 64 games were $70? $70? That's what games cost now. They were bugging back in the day, bro.
Really? It was $70 back in the day? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The console was $150. I saw it next to a PlayStation. I had a PlayStation. PlayStation and that was $150, but then the games were the price difference, and I was like,
they made up for it with the game. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, my buddy had a 64 across the street. We were over there every day playing World Tour.
Okay. Well, you know what? I never
Shout out
remember asking my parents for a cell phone.
I didn't get one until high school, I don't think.
Neither did I.
Now they got them in like third grade.
We're sounding like two grandpas right now.
That's all right. Shout out to hashtag Gray Beard Club. You know, we do it. Oh, you don't even have grays, do you?
No, I'm still holding on, man. Thank God I haven't gotten to Just for Men status yet.
Yo, where's my man BJ? BJ, zoom in. Make sure Sean ain't playing me here. I think I got one or two.
I'm good.
Yeah. See, I clipped mine down on the side so you can't see it because that's where it is up there. But I'm like, nope, zoom. Get rid of it. As for football, both the Buckeyes and Steelers won. Ravens lost. Can't get better. I watched that Steelers game.
I can dig it.
The Yardbird getting cold, waiting for y'all. What up?
Wow, come on, E. He says, "Yo, I'm talk wrestling with live chat and the dynamic duo of Monday Clash of the podcast. Let y'all know, full gear. I'll be 48. Can't wait. And that's all I got. Listen, happy early birthday, my G. God bless you.
Yes, sir. Happy birthday." Ray says he's pretty pumped for the next few weeks. Daughter's first Thanksgiving coming up, and my son's really been into wrestling. So there's no better way than to celebrate with a little Survivor Series. Go to Sean's. Hold on, I'm promoting. I'm shilling right now. Go to Sean's channel. November 16th. That's this Thursday. We are going to be live talking Survivor Series. I've been watching some Survivor Series to prep for this. Individual matches, of course, but I had to prep. I might have to even listen to that saxophone theme before I go in there and be ready for this. Like, it's the Thanksgiving Day tradition. Boom, boom. Come on in here.
Yo, and you know what, man? The cool part, we'll talk about this a little bit more, but the cool part is the show that we're doing, because it is a Clash of the Podcast presentation on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. We're giving away a code to watch that mega PWR Revolver pay-per-view on Fight on that same night. So we're talking about Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Clash of the Podcast on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel on Thursday at 8 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock, that same night, live on pay-per-view, Swerve Strickland, Mox, and Ronda Rousey's pay-per-view debut outside of WWE that same night, 11 o'clock. So tune in to get your chance to watch that for free, bro.
And my contact at Fight sent me this. Revolver is available with your Fight Plus subscription or as a Fight pay-per-view if you aren't a fan of live subscription-based services. So basically what I'm going to tell you is you need to get in where you fit in and watch some of these shows. Fight's been having some good shows on it lately. I'm not going to front.
And I'm going to repeat myself. Swerve, Mox, and the debut outside of World Wrestling Entertainment of Ronda Rousey. That is not a dud of a pay-per-view. This is very, very solid. So make sure you tune in to Hubbard Wrestling Weekly on Thursday night at 8 o'clock so that you have a chance to watch PWR Revolver for free that same night.
BJ in the house. He said, happy Monday. Hope y'all it's been great. By the way, last week's Raw was pretty good. Show compared to the formula they had been running with. It was better than usual. It was. I just, you know what? For me, it's that 3 hours, man. I can't do it, man. I don't even think I could go back and watch them old Nitros all the way through. It's just too long.
You know what I think WWE made a big mistake with? When they transferred over to the Peacock network from the old WWE network.
I missed the WWE network.
Right. There was a feature on the WWE network where you can skip sections and it would tell you what section you're going to. Like if you wanted to see Rock interview against Austin, you can skip that, like press the button, go left, and it would take you. Now you have to scroll through the whole thing. I hate it. It's very annoying now on Peacock.
And if you got the ad version like me, you got to sit through the ads. Oh, what was I watching where they had changed it? I messaged Sean about this. I was watching one of our topics. I don't know if I should spoil it, but it's gonna be Alliance versus Team WWE.
Oh yes.
And I was severely hurt that they did not have Puddle of Mud playing in the background. I know it's there, but as a young fan, if I showed it to them, like, what's the big deal about this video package? You act like it's so great. And I'm like, no, it is. It is if you hear the real music to it. but they didn't have it, and it hurt. You don't start no Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels stuff up in here. There's two kinds of wrestling fans. There's Bret fans and there's Shawn fans. You already know how this is gonna go. This is the new Punk and Elite. That's the old Punk and Elite. Like, you're either a Punk fan or an Elite fan. What's it gonna be?
Actuals and factuals.
We got a Friday Night War coming up. Smackdown and Collision/Rampage are going head to head.
I want to thank M. Leezy for Sheezy for dropping that nugget, because this whole week, and maybe it's because I haven't been paying attention. Forgive me, my brother Conrad. I was like, is Collision canceled? I was so confused, but now I know it's coming on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Because pay-per-view's on Saturday.
No, I'm with you. I was wondering. I was like, is Collision canceled? But it's clearly not.
I think they should.
My guy Derek in the building.
Don't give him too much now. All right. I love everyone's comments. We will get into that. People are asking our Thanksgiving plans. My plan is to eat a lot, truthfully.
My family is coming up, and we are really fired up about that weekend because we got Survivor Series. And for the boxing fans in my family, we're watching the Benavidez fight on Fight TV pay-per-view that weekend as well. So it's going to be a weekend of food, church, and combat sports.
I love it. Vinny's asking, does your Peacock go does your thing randomly go dark on Peacock?
Vinny, my brother, yes, it does, and it makes me sick.
I don't have as many issues because the only thing I use Peacock for, I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. Y'all about to find out what I like for TV shows, WWE, and to catch up on SVU, because I was trying to go back through all the seasons that I missed pieces of the episodes for, and I think I'm caught up. I think I'm on the last season now. I haven't started it yet, but you got to watch some of the ones where Stabler's got a new show. I'm confused. Like, I was watching that last season, like, yo, wait, what? When did this happen? Oh, you got to watch the other show, and I'm like, bro, come on now. They're trying to get me, but I'm trying to get my engagement up. Brett or Sean, $5, please. Been watching classic Survivor Series matches myself. I enjoyed that Flair Triple H. Like, I forgot about that.
Ray Thompson, doesn't watching old Survivor Series just make you feel good? It makes me feel so darn good.
I could taste the yams and the macaroni and cheese touching in that old Survivor Series.
Come on, bro. Like, WWE, get it together, because this year's Survivor Series, no.
McKinney, I agree. I missed the old search feature too, man. We could be up here sad about this all day. Hold on. Matt Lopez says, we getting into some food here. My Thanksgiving is yellow rice and ham, barbecue spare ribs, yams, and combat sports and pro wrestling.
You know about barbecue spare ribs and Leezy Fashizi? I like that. Good stuff, bro. I didn't know M. Leezy was down with the spare ribs. I like that. That's what's up.
I'm coming to M. Leezy house before.
Yes,
Eric said, what would be your dream bracket for the new tournament about Tony? We'll
get into that.
We'll get into that, I guess, a little bit here with this. Survivor Series 02 is goated. I think 03 is underrated because of 02.
I was there.
Which one?
02.
02?
First ever
eliminated. So you were cheering for Big Papa Pump when he came out.
Oh, yes,
Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Hold on, I can't do the thing with his arms. He used to do like the little flex.
Big Papa Pump, the man who had one night where he was on top of it, because literally the following Monday it was like, this guy sucks.
Yeah, but that for those 5 minutes, whatever he did, he was in there slamming Matt Hardy and Chris Nowinski like they were nothing.
Conrad, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. That night in Survivor Series, I don't think there could have been anybody more over that night than Scott Steiner. He was over like Rover.
Yeah, that whole show was great though. Like, looking back at it, the turn, the chamber first time ever. I missed that. That was a cool thing I thought that they had for Survivor Series, and then they went and just blew it off for whatever.
Which brings us to this year. Oh, Lord.
Let's get into – we got wrestling shows to talk about. We're going to have a lot of previews and reviews, I think, for the next couple weeks, so brace yourselves for us. But that's what this is all about. Right now, we're going to review AEW Full Gear. As you guys saw on the layout stuff, Sean set up the structure of the show. I did the graphics. We went with a Laker theme. So if you're like, why were they playing basketball songs on their Instagram story? I don't get it. It was because it's Laker theme, and basketball is my favorite sport. Curtis Blow, none of that Bow Wow either. Bow Wow did the remix.
No Bow Wow. And let's call a spade here. Forum, the home of Magic, Kareem, and Showtime. Come on, dude, get your history together.
Oh yeah, it's time. It's time. This is a legendary arena, and I think this show has the right to be legendary for it. Here's the real Full Gear. I do like this setup. It always gives me like Saw vibes and stuff like that when I see the gears turning and everything. It's going to be in the Forum, though. Let's go. Saturday, November 18th. There are some tickets available, but this show has sold well. AEW's pay-per-views are not the problem.
No, they're weekly.
They've never been the problem.
Their weekly shows are the problem. And by the way, the Full Gear poster, the easiest, in my opinion, to set up on WWE 2K23 to set up a pay-per-view, a custom pay-per-view with that Full Gear setup, because they have like something similar in the Create Your Own arena, Create Your Own pay-per-view.
And they have the arena in AEW Fight Forever. I'm just being fair.
Oh God! All right, I'm gonna shut up.
Sean, season 2's coming.
I'm not saying it. I kept my mouth shut.
I'm just letting you know, season 2. Maybe it's time to pop that bad boy back in and see what it's got. We'll see.
You remember? I bought the game. It's sitting right here. I got it.
Yeah. I still throw it in. I still throw down on it. I will say the new patch updates do play better. We didn't talk about it on here. I think we talked about it on the Dynamite review because it came out like on a Tuesday. But yeah, it plays a lot better. Right. If you haven't thrown it in a minute, download that new patch and check it out. Let's get to
if you haven't thrown
Zero.
If you haven't thrown it in a minute, that's what you said.
0 hour. The pre-show. We had the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships in here. There's been a lot of discourse about Ring of Honor this week on the Twitters as well. So, what are you thinking going into this matchup, number one? And if you want to get into some of the Ring of Honor stuff, we can. I think some people have been wiling out, like saying like Tony Khan's just done a horrible job with Ring of Honor. I don't believe that personally.
I don't believe that either. I just think that it's in a state of flux. We're talking about Ring of Honor, it's state of flux because of, I mean, we're kind of in a bad spot right now because Joe forfeited the title, which kind of came out of nowhere. It's like, I don't know what's going to happen next, but I mean, the tournament's going to come, and then hopefully we have some more clarity as we go into Full Gear. But the tag team situation with him defending the titles on his own, how do you feel about that?
So you're asking me, how do I feel about MJF defending the titles on his own?
It's almost borderline corny to me. Like, I understand it's supposed to be like he's holding it down for Adam Cole, but
so all right. So this is can I get into a weird like Conrad wrestling thing that Conrad doesn't like? And I've never liked this since like '98, bro.
Conrad, I'm gonna say this to you one time and one time only. You can go crazy, bro. Say whatever you want to say, bro.
All right. So when it comes to wrestling, I do not like when they do 2-on-1 matches, and the 2-on-1 match never means anything because they always let the one person win. I think that the last person who lost one of those I can remember was CM Punk versus The Shield. Remember? Make Roman look strong. And Punk was like, how about you just have him beat me if that's what you want? Like, he's trying to talk sense into Vince. Are you sure? I don't want to force you into it, pal. He was like, you keep saying it, so just do it then. Why would I beat these three guys anyway? But, you know, Punk makes people look bad. Anyway, getting into it, I ain't in that, man. The more he's gone, the more it sounds like he was right. That's all I'm gonna say. Yep. So, looking at this, I think the New Age Outlaws beat Mankind one time, or maybe it was Kane. I don't remember. That was when those things were going on. But rarely do you see the 2-on-1 win. I don't like when they do that. Why wouldn't an established tag team be able to beat the world champ in a tag team match? It just doesn't make sense for as how back and forth some of the matches are. I think Samoa Joe is going to be his partner, though. That's my thought on it.
I see that coming. I think maybe it's going to be a situation where, like, he quote unquote has no other choice, MJF that is, and then Samoa Joe comes out to help him, which is going to obviously lead to them having an issue with having the title. But this doesn't it seem like it's the same thing with Adam Cole? Like, this is just Adam Cole 2.0. Like, they're champions together, but they don't really like each other. Now, Adam Cole eventually, air quote, fell in love with MJF. They're best friends now. But at the end of the day, like, it's still the same thing. It's like they're together, but they're apart.
I think this is different. This is more so you owe me one. Now he's got to watch his back around Joe. He's a great tag team partner. MJF knows what Joe can do, but at the same token, he also knows what Joe really wants. Joe is not hiding what he wants. He says, no, I want a title shot, and you're going to give me one if I help you. Or you're going to keep getting put in these 2-on-1 matches to try to help your friend, your brochacho, Adam Cole. You keep doing that, and you can keep getting jumped then, and you'll lose your world title and those titles.
You're probably not going to like. This is starting to become really corny to me. This
the
MJF saga, this whole run that he's doing right now, with he's still friends with Adam Cole because he loves Adam Cole, and now he's all alone while Adam Cole's growing this uncomfortable beard that nobody understands. And it's like, I'm a little turned off by this. It's a little corny. It's a little corny. MJF defending the tag titles on his own, beating established tag teams by himself. It's corny.
I mean, you got to time out. You got to feel for TK too, though, a little bit in this situation. He lost the biggest storyline. You lost Cole, right? So that storyline's out. So now you got to pivot off of that. Then you're like, well, we got Danielson still. Nope, broken orbital bone. What? What is going on? Like, you can't catch a break. You cannot catch a break with this.
But this was corny from the start. You don't agree with that. But this
if it's making money.
No, this was corny from the start. They're hugging. And I'm going on full record right now, Conrad. The kangaroo kick and the double clothesline thing, it means nothing to me. Nothing.
See, I think as an old school fan, you would appreciate it more.
Because old school fan, I'm old school to my heart, bro.
But here's why I'm saying this. MJF is trying to prove to people that you don't need to go out there and do a flippy doodah and get your leg broke off of a ladder, and instead you can say, I'm going to body slam you. And that was the premise of the last 2-on-1 match. It was basically him getting a body slam on somebody. And I was like, that was the big spot, and people pop for it. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird because you don't get that anymore. If you did the Hogan Andre spot, do you think people would pop for it now?
No.
It's just crazy. So I think that's what he's trying to bring back. In this one, though, I got MJF and Samoa Joe. I think Joe's going to be the partner.
I think Joe being the partner makes it definitely a win. If it's anybody other than Joe, or if MJF goes at it alone, because you got to remember the Guns have a lot of momentum going for themselves right now. So I think Joe would be the only reason why the Guns don't win. So I'll put a little caveat on my prediction. If it's Samoa Joe and MJF retain. If it's anybody but Samoa Joe or nobody at all, the Guns will be the new champions.
Interesting. I think that they got to keep these on them. Like I said, I feel like they booked themselves into a corner maybe with some of this stuff, and they're like, ooh, what are we going to do? And let's talk about this. Samoa Joe vacating the television title. Hate it or love it? Community seems split on them.
Hate it. Makes no sense. Love Joe. Hate it. Mm-hmm. Makes no sense whatsoever. You just became the longest reigning Ring of Honor champion of all, television champion of all time, right? By the way, caveat with that anyway, but we'll let him slide because the company's out of business, right? Then he vacates the title because he's going after the AEW championship. That makes no sense. People have been cross-branding since his AEW ROH thing got started from the beginning. Why is he giving up the belt to chase after? This is not the Ultimate Warrior giving up the World Intercontinental Championship because he beat Hogan at WrestleMania 6. What is going? As a matter of fact, that point I just made about Hogan and Warrior, which was meant to be tongue-in-cheek, is actually perfectly made because the Warrior only gave up the Intercontinental Champion after he beat Hogan. So what the heck is Joe giving up the TV title for?
I have no idea. I don't understand why they did that. Maybe they're trying to avoid this crossover stuff once again. I don't know. But I think they need to pick a ROH roster and pick an AEW roster, and let's just stick with those for right now and let people do their own thing. If you want Athena back, get Athena now then. I don't know what to tell them with this, but it's been very weird.
You know what's happening? What's happening right now, and I might be in the minority in saying this, what's happening right now is that AEW is starting to realize, the brass that are in charge are starting to realize that Ring of Honor is not that good under their watch. And they're trying to cross-promote these people because they're trying to make it better. Honestly, Ring of Honor is not that good, bro. It's not. It's not. If you're when I say you, I mean the wrestling world. If you're trying to compare this Ring of Honor to the real Ring of Honor, to me it's the same comparison as comparing ECW to WWECW. Big difference.
Right. I think people have to accept that. I feel like this is just used as Tony Khan's farm system, but he wanted to keep the name around.
Yeah, maybe so.
That's what this is. That's honestly what it's becoming. But he likes to have those titles on Dynamite, folks, and I'm like, well, why are we doing that?
Why? Right.
McKinney says if it's Joe, I'm gonna be upset. You dropped the TV title just to tag with MJF and could be the tag champ with him. MJF lost those tag titles, and MJF also has 2 belts, which was also. Listen, I could make an argument for both sides of it, and I get it. They didn't want Joe to lose to like Keith Lee, make him look weak as he's trying to quest for the world championship because that sets Joe backwards.
You know something? But I'm gonna have to put something out there that I never thought I would put in the direction of AEW.
Then now get it together.
I don't, because AEW's making this shirt, by the way, threadless, Hubbard WrestleWeekly.threadless. But this shirt was made for WWE and their crappy storytelling and their crappy product. AEW's kind of acting stupid right now, bro. I don't know, man.
Well, Sean, I think you're getting mixed signals from the community.
Mm-hmm.
I blame communities for stuff. I'm sorry, people don't like to hear that. You can't tell Tony Khan do better. Tony Khan does something, you're like, no, not that. I hate that. Half the people love it, then you don't like it, so it sucks. No, you need to do this. How do you fix it? There's no solid answers on how to fix it. With WWE, it was like, bro, you got Shinsuke Nakamura right there. That was a complaint. That's how you could address it and fix it. Instead, now we're like, well, no, not Edge, but I know Edge is getting higher ratings than most. Okay, you released this guy, you released Punk, but he was a top merch seller. But we don't care about that if he was going to cause harm to people. Let's bring Jungle Boy in as the devil. Let's make him. Why would you reward someone who you suspended for costing you millions of dollars? Like, that doesn't make sense. That's like putting someone on punishment, your kid on punishment, that you're like, come downstairs and eat ice cream. What? No, you don't do that. It's going to give you the reverse effect of it. I don't know, man. I don't get it.
I don't get it. I think we're in for a real big letdown on Saturday night. I hope I'm wrong. It looks like McKinney's jumping the gun with me on that one too. But he needs telling me I need to gear up and look out for it because it's about to happen. Yeah.
Keith Lee needs something now too. They could have gave it to him. Nobody would have known what they were doing, but that's what they decided to do. You could have even had to be a blown call, like the ref blew the call, but he's like, I can't change it. And Joe goes off, and then, Max, I need that title shot now. You've been playing these games, and then maybe Joe comes out and saves him or something. I don't know. You could write it differently, but that wasn't what we're presented. We're talking about what we were presented with.
Exactly.
Anyone actually watching the ROH show, or are we just pooping on it? There were a lot of people pooping on it who haven't watched it, because I saw other people who do watch it say, what do you mean? Somebody said, when did a women's match main event? And then someone had to put Willow versus Athena up for the pay-per-view. And they were like, oh, I didn't watch that.
Well, I actually have been watching it. I'm going to tell you why. Because Guy Will Gamble called me out on Instagram. And a DM, respectful. That's my guy. Much respect to Gamble. Give ROH a chance. So I gave it a chance and I wasn't impressed.
I think it's the show for you. For all those people who are like, we want to see more women's wrestling, go watch Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has tons of it. And Athena is the featured act right now for Ring of Honor, period. Kingston's been busy. He's the traveling champ in New Japan and Ring of Honor. So he's doing his due diligence, but he's not there all the time as much as Athena is. You got the trios belts back on the Bucks and Hangman. I don't think they showed up. I don't know what's going on with that stuff. I don't know what this TV deal is going to affect all of this. We'll get more into that too. And I think that that's another thing Tony Khan's got to be worried about as one person. I need this TV deal. And it sounds like they had talks, but no deal was made yet. So things to be on the lookout for. Let's talk about the International Championship. Orange Cassidy defends against Jon Moxley 2. Sean, how you feeling about this? This is a rematch from All Out in Chicago.
I think there's only one way that this match should end up, and that's with Orange Cassidy getting his hand raised. you cannot have Jon Moxley just come back on the scene and steamroll this guy. Orange Cassidy deserves better. I'm glad he got the title back. I love how it's a storyline where he kind of stole Moxley's title shot. But if we're going to just have Moxley swing back around and take what's quote-unquote rightfully his, that's a big mistake. Orange Cassidy deserves a clean one-on-one victory over Jon Moxley.
I think it should be Orange, and I think that we should find someone different for them to move on to after this. I don't know. I think at this point, why can't Orange let Orange win this one? Moxley gives him his respect, and then Orange can drop the belt to Konosuke Takeshita. Like, honestly, I want to see someone else other than these two with the belts. At this point, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong for that.
Forbes Strickland's, honestly. I mean, Forbes Strickland to me should be in the conversation for AEW World Champion. But if not, I think the International Championship would be a great consolation prize.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He should be on fire right now, and I want to see him get a championship before he ends up turning and breaking my heart on turning on Prince Nana.
Come on now.
I hope I'm wrong about that, but you see it coming because Prince Nana is over like Rover right now.
Matt Lopez says he's going with OC. McKinney's going with OC as well. I think OC is the right choice. It's a smart choice here. I just got a small graphic for this one because we're still waiting for the winner of another matchup to be decided. But we're going to get a triple threat match for the TBS Championship. Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, and then the third person will either be Sky Blue or from Yo Mama's Kitchen, Red Velvet.
Yeah, for one, let me do this because I love Red Velvet. But I love Red Velvet, but let's call a spade a spade. There's no way that Red Velvet's winning this match. The Blue Sky storyline is the storyline that we're all looking at right now. Sky Blue, that is. And it's going to lead right into the triple threat. Red Velvet, unfortunately, is in a bad place at a bad time. The Sky Blue storyline is ready-made. We all know that there's an issue between her, Statlander, and Julia Hart. It's definitely going to lead to Blue winning the match, right? So now we move on to Full Gear, and I think that Julia Hart wins that match with the help of Sky Blue.
I'm with you. I could see Chris Statlander coming out of this. It depends on what they do with Sky Blue, because I feel like Sky Blue, you see the eyes, she got sprayed with the mist. They're trying to tell a story here, but I think Julia Hart is it's between Julia Hart and Sky Blue for most improved wrestler in AEW, and I'm talking about as the whole roster. Mm-hmm. Julia Hart seems like she gets the character. Sky Blue is doing a good job of the subtle heel turn, like it's just been slowly fading in.
Right, and it's been a better slow burn. It's been a better slow burn than Drew McIntyre. Just as a side note,
I think Drew's is dragging on, and we know where it's going.
Right.
And maybe this is the month-to-month pay-per-views. Maybe this will help Tony's like booking style. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm taking Julia Hart to win this. I'm going to go on a limb with you and say that as well.
I think that would be the best choice. I think that, again, Red Velvet, wrong place, wrong time. Sky is clearly going to win the number one contender match. And then
is this a slight on Statlander, though? Like for a look? Or do you think Statlander moves up to that world title
next? I don't think Statlander deserved to beat Jay Cargill. I told you that before.
Well, at that point, they had to. Yeah, knowing what we know now, you had to do that.
They didn't have to put it on Statlander.
Who else would you have had beat her?
I feel that that DDS should have been the champion a long time ago.
Britt Baker?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I love the fact that there's a world champion in the women's division that's not Britt Baker right now, because it shouldn't have been exclusively Britt Baker, because she's been champion on and off since the company started. But having her go down to the TBS championship, that would have been a perfect scenario. I think Chris Statlander winning the championship made no sense. I hated that. That was a terrible decision, in my opinion.
See, I thought it made sense for how everything was set up because she's like one of the only people that Jay didn't beat. Jay beat everybody else that was not in that upper tier.
Jay Cargill never beat Britt Baker?
No, Britt Baker was in the upper tier, though. That's what I'm saying.
It
seems like there was women's division people and there was TBS people. She beat everybody who was going for the TBS title. That's why I said, don't ever let me hear someone say Tony Khan didn't do the best he could for her. No, he gave her everything, and then she still bounced.
Right.
So that's just something he's going to have to keep in mind in the future when that happens. We got a Julia Hart prediction here from Matt Lopez. Okay. If he needed a TV deal, why did he fire one Bill Phil? I don't know. Can we put the title on a workhorse if they got to work the show every week? Put it on Dolph. maybe Chris Yamlander. Here we go for the win with her double duck and a miss. Sky Blue takes the pin, and that's the only way I see Chris Statlander winning is that Sky Blue is actually a face, despite what we think.
But I think at this point, which is what I think you're saying as well, I think Sky Blue reverting. That's what it would be, reverting back to facism. I'm making up a word here. I think that would be a mistake.
I think I'm a big strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Julia Hart's the talk in the streets.
Go with it.
Make a move. Make a move.
Well, what an interesting concept. Like, what if like Jey Uso was like the hottest thing in the company? Oh, never mind.
Moving forward.
You never want to. All right, bro.
No, it happened. I can tell you why. Listen, that's when we start getting into the semantics of why to do it and why not.
You're right.
Look at this. We got LFI, the current AEW tag champs, Ricky Starks and Big Bill. I like them together.
I'm still confused about that.
Why they won them?
Yeah, I mean, no, not how they won them.
Oh, just destroying FTR? Apparently that was FTR's idea. I don't know what to believe anymore with that story. But this is where we're at. FTR's in this, and we also have House of Black. Sean, what do you think for this one? This one's got a lot of moving parts in this.
The odds-on favorites are clearly FTR, right? But I'm going to go outside the box, and I'm going to say that the House of Black stumble their way into a tag team championship reign. I think Ricky Starks and Big Bill losing the titles just makes sense at this point. I think they're a little bit unbelievable as champions anyway. LFI, I don't see it. Again, FTR, the clear number. What?
What? You don't believe in Ricky? I like Ricky and Big Bill as champs. I think they've done great.
I believe in Ricky Starks. I don't believe in Ricky Starks and Big Bill.
You don't. So wait, you don't see Big Bill as a single star?
I do not. Not since 2015.
I think he's got the size and look to do something.
I don't care if he's 10 feet tall. He's 7 something. I don't care if he's 7 feet tall and you can't teach that. I don't care. He is very much devoid of charisma since he's been in AEW. Oh my goodness.
I'm a fan. I'm going with the champs retain here. I feel like FTR and House of Black get into some type of feud with each other because FTR needs some cats to work with, and I think that these could be the cats right here. Ricky and Big Bill, fire. They could do something with that. And LFI, I feel like they're going to just show out what they can do in here. You don't want to really hurt them as much either because you kind of rebranded them like to be taken more seriously.
Respect
to
them, but unfortunately, I think they're the least likely to win the championships.
Right? Let me see here. Derek says someone's catching. He wants Brody King. Brody King ain't putting nobody in them sleepers. He's still got that cast on his arm.
That's true.
Eva Marie coming to AEW. No, thank you. I'm good on that, Rockstar. What up? Punk won the 3-on-1, but the Shield looked amazing. Punk only won because Roman couldn't see that he accidentally speared Moxley. Sadness. The babyface in me wants FTR to win, but honestly, I don't know which way that is. That this could go. Maybe if the House of Black wins it, if Ricky Starks and Big Bill. House of Black's probably my second option, but I feel like they're gonna.
I like the way Quilly breaks things down, man. He's very pristine in his breakdowns of matches.
The reason I say that though is just I don't see them putting the belts right back on FTR. I don't know if this is just to make them scratch and claw for them, but if House of Black gets them, I mean, it would be interesting. You could do something with it, but are you going to give them? You're giving that group a lot.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. I think FTR are the odds-on favorites, but I think that House of Black shocked the world. I mean, the ultimate shock would be LFI, right? But like at the end of the day, I think that House of Black shocks the world.
Yeah, my fear is you got to keep Ricky happy because Ricky is probably on that list for WWE. There's just certain people I'm like they're on that list that they will take them if they can get them.
I hear you.
And that could happen. But let's stick with this theme here of tag team wrestling. The Young Bucks, they got to get their match, and they're going to be taking on, nobody calls them the Golden Jets, Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. This match, what was the stipulation for this?
The stipulation is if the Bucks win, that Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho must break up their team.
They've been a team for like 3 weeks. Okay, so they're going to break up their team, and then if Kenny and Jericho win, that number 1 contendership match that they have, Jericho and Kenny take it. What do you do here, Sean? This you could mess with this a little bit, though. I mean, the Bucks have kind of been, for me,
This is going to be very difficult for me, but I think that the Bucks are going to win. And I think this is going to lead, I think the Bucks are going to win. I think it's going to lead to, obviously, Jericho and Omega breaking up. But they're going to obviously be breaking up against their will. And I think the Elite will remain, but I think you're going to see a very discontented. This is the aftermath I'm talking about. It's going to be a discontented Kenny Omega back with his old friends. So we're going to have a situation where they're reunited, and it's not going to feel so good. It's going to be where Kenny Omega is there, but he's there because he has to be there. And I think it's going to lead eventually to him splitting with the Elite later on down the road.
Interesting. As you can see, the chat is not feeling that Eva Marie comment. Yeah, it's going to be wild. I'm just reading some of the comments in this. Vinny just put lame story. Why not? I'll pick Omega and Jericho for fun. I'm going to go with Omega and hold on here. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think the Bucks.
You almost convinced me here. I want to go the opposite way. I'm going to go opposite just so that me and Sean have something to talk about. Right. I'm going to go with.
I'm just seeing Omega honoring the commitment of the match, but honoring it begrudgingly, and then they'll come out together, and you'll see Omega sitting in the corner, not really happy, but he's there because he has to be there.
Yeah, it's weird, though. Like, when you see these pay-per-view cards, Sean, I'm going to pull this up. Do you not feel like you're forced to get a Young Bucks Jericho match, whether you want it or not?
Well, I don't feel the same way about Chris Jericho as I feel about the Bucks, okay? I understand where you're going with Jericho as well, so it probably is all applicable. My love for Jericho will never allow me to feel that way. But, yes, it does feel like, hey, listen, we have to make sure they get on the card, yes.
Yeah, just sometimes I'm like, why is this here? And when they're not in matches that make sense, you're just like, why?
But I don't think Chris Jericho's overstayed his welcome, and I'm going to tell you why. Chris Jericho's not fighting for the World Championship. Chris Jericho's not fighting for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Chris Jericho's not fighting for a championship, period. I don't have a problem squeezing in people on pay-per-views that are going to sell tickets.
Is that the problem with the other guys, though?
Maybe so.
McKinney said Jericho and Omega dropped the titles to the Ducks later. That's how we get FTR versus Ducks 4. Maybe. I want to see Jericho do all 1,004 moves in this match.
Armbar!
Might be there for a minute. We have the Women's Championship match, Hikaru Shida versus Timeless Toni Storm.
Oh, boy. I have never been so wrong about a person as I have been about Toni Storm. Toni Storm is absolutely awesome. This turn, which made no sense to me at first, I love it. She has to win this match. Toni Storm is on fire right now. She has never been better. Never.
I love this gimmick. I love this gimmick for Toni Storm.
I love it.
Some people are probably crying about it, but I love it. And I think that the new introduction of Mariah may come into this. No pun intended on the double may. But may come into play when it comes to this matchup. The only thing I feel bad for is Hikaru Shida. Because Shida is always there for you when you need a women's champion. Shida is good. She will give you a good match 90% of the time. Like, there's nothing. Tell me, I can think of one bad Shida match, which I don't even think it was Shida's fault. I think it was the way the match was laid out. Like, too much overbookingness in it with the Outcast and all that. But Shida is great. Shida has never done anything wrong but put on banger matches. I think the character work may be the reason why they're going to make this move, but that's it. I don't want Sheeta to feel bad about this. Though. I think she's still an amazing talent.
I don't think she has anything to feel bad about. She's a multiple-time world champion. She's being featured on a mega pay-per-view. And she will be back again. She's Chris Jericho 2002.
Always in the mix, and you can always insert her in there when you need her.
Right.
She's reliable.
I don't think that's anything to be ashamed of.
Not at all. Reliable. I just don't want people to dump on my girl Sheeta because I'm a fan.
Right, same here.
Y'all gotta stop with that arm bar in the chat. Arm bar.
So cool.
Now, we have a Texas death match that was announced. I went to go get the new graphic for this. Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland 2. What do you think here, Sean? Sean.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we still on the air? Sorry about that.
Yeah, I need you back here. I need you back in here.
I apologize.
I did see some wild comments on Twitter. I'm not going to make too much reference to them, but I'll say this. If anyone suggests a spot with Hangman Page doing what I saw suggested, get out of here. I don't want to see that. Don't do nothing nasty like that. And I saw it was on a forum, someone that suggested it or something. And I was like, don't do that. It's not necessary. And in all honesty, I'm about to be the weirdo in this match, Sean.
Okay.
I want Swerve to win this.
What's weird about that? I want Swerve to win it too.
I feel like Hangman doesn't. He cut a really good promo to get into the match. Like he basically said he was going to end Swerve, so he picks this Texas death match, and one day he's going to take his son to his grave to blah 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 and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, Swerve or Hangman, you had some fire here. Let's see what you do in the matchup. But I think the hot hand is Swerve. Hangman's been to that top of the mountain already. We saw what he did. He's trying to get back. That's fine. I have no issue with that. He's always going to be in that upper mid card to main event status. Swerve is now just getting into that upper mid card. The more you let Swerve win, the more believable he will be. I just don't think he should lose this.
I don't think so either. I think Swerve is on top of his game, and I think that we're going into a very ugly conversation, which I'm going to stray away from. I'll just touch on it about Swerve being in a position that he's supposed to be in, because there is no conceivable reason, none, that Swerve should not be in the World Championship picture, which would mean that he would have to win this match, other than something that we're not going to go into right now, because I'm praying that's not the case. And you guys know what I'm thinking right now. This man has all the tools and all the capabilities, and with Prince Nana at his side, he is probably, in my opinion, the most over competitor in AEW right now.
Without something crazy happening, I will go on record right now and predict that I believe Swerve Strickland will be the first black AEW world champion.
And I would take that a step further, my brother, and say that he should be the first black AEW world champion.
I was saying that when they signed him, though. I know the talent this brother has from Lucha Underground. I know what he can do. I think he was grossly wasted in NXT.
100%.
I also think that they blew an opportunity with him on the main roster, and I think Swerve has a chip on his shoulder. I listened to some of his songs, and if you guys ever want to, just go type in Swerve Strickland and type in Big Sis Birthday. I want you to listen to that song and think about all the things I'm just talking about and listen to that very, very closely. And you will see that this brother is not playing around and he knows what he's worth. Give it to him.
100%. And in order to get there, he must defeat Adam Page at Full Gear. And I say he does, and I say if he doesn't, it's a travesty.
Right? I love it. McKinney agrees with Tony Storm for the win. I'm going Hikaru Shida to retain because they disrespected her in regards to lately being a transitional champion. But at the same time, it does make sense for Tony Storm to win. Pro Wrestling Shoot said, empty-headed, dumb, you know the rest. CM Punk, that phrase will always stick with Hangman, I think, now. Swerve should beat Hangman Page again and convincingly, Quill says.
Agreed.
Nothing wrong with that.
Agreed.
Here's what we also have on the matchup here. I'm looking forward to this a little bit. TNT champion Christian Cage with his dinosaur Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne versus the rated R superstar Adam Copeland, Darby Allin. I don't even know if he's going to have his shoulder in this match, and Sting.
I mean, unfortunately, this is one of those matches. I'm very intrigued with all the people that are in it. I mean, the Icon Sting, the Icon Edge, the Icon. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Sting,
Christian, Darby.
Christian, thank you. Adam Copeland, Sting, and Darby should win this match 100%. I don't see any conceivable way that they don't.
I'm calling it now. Nick Wayne, Scorpion Deathlock.
Oh, wow.
The only way it can go down.
Okay. As far you mean Scorpion Deathlock, him losing. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Nick Wayne stuck in it, Sting got him. They're going to be like, Sting, put it on him, brother.
Okay. Well, in that case, I agree with you 100%. You can't, Christian, by the way, salute to Christian. Salute to Christian. His career resurgence.
Sean, this man has done this time and time again. Christian is great.
But I'm saying, I'm saying it's borderline. He's probably never been better.
No, this is the best version of Christian I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I loved Christian in like 03 to 05. I was like, yo, this brother's cooking on all gases, and they never gave him the chance. I know some people are like, no, TNA Christian wasn't a big deal. Christian went to TNA to be a big deal until Kurt Angle came. I promise you, Christian was going to be a big deal.
Yep.
He was going to be featured. I love what he's doing. I think he's made Luchasaurus better. He has made Luchasaurus palatable to me, to where I'm like, okay, I can get with this. I mean, you really didn't explain the dinosaur mask thing. Forget it. You don't need to. But he's not doing flippy choke slam into my knee anymore. Now, just a choke slam, bro. It gets the same effect, I promise you. Nick Wayne is going to be a better wrestler for it. By the way, did anybody notice Nick Wayne muscling up? I got to show him some love.
He's been in the gym.
Yeah, 18. Let's get it. I hope Darby's all right to do his stuff in this, and I think that the Rated R Superstar is going to also deliver in this. Like I said, we still got a couple pay-per-views here before Sting's grand finale at Revolution, so should be good. And that brings us to the main event, Sean. MJF versus Jay White. I really don't have a lot to say about this one. I think it's going to be a great match, but I think MJF is going to win, get his championship back. I'm more interested if we get an ending where you get to see something pop up on the screen, devil mask. You know,
I think the only thing that matters about this match is that we have to get the reveal of who's behind the mask. It can't last any longer, man. I'm tired of it now. We need the big reveal. We need the big reveal. It's Thanksgiving weekend or the week before Thanksgiving. The whole world's watching. The whole wrestling world will be watching. Just give it to me.
Could you see it at World's End because of the 2024 stuff? Because that's probably going to bleed into it too. I don't know if you notice his jacket says 2024 on it.
Yeah.
You know, even though I'm pretty sure he signed longer than that. If he didn't do that, Tony Khan, I'm going to rant on you. I promise you, bro. If I find out you didn't sign this brother to a longer contract when he did the hissy fit thing for Double or Nothing weekend, what was that, 2 years ago now?
Yep.
I will go off.
Agreed.
You better have said, I'll give you more money, but you're going to sign a longer contract then. Right now on the spot.
We're extending you 2 more years right now, or if not longer.
Yeah. Let me see here. McKinney says Swerve was the match, but Hangman gets him back by keeping him from winning an eliminator match for the next title shot. I mean, that's how you can keep this thing moving. He said Hangman's whack next. Give the win to Adam Copeland. Yep, enough said. I agree. Christian worked a miracle with Lucha. Maybe he can do the same for Nick Plain. Come on. Come on.
I like that play on words. Nick Plain. I like that.
You can't say big deal in TNA in the same sense. They were trying, man. Yo, mad people watched TNA when they announced Christian Cage was going over there. I don't care what anybody says. He was the first, someone crossed over to come onto this side. Okay. They were trying, man. Kurt Angle was by force. He had nowhere else to go at that point. So, listen. Am I tripping or was Hangman a bootleg DDP? I never viewed him as the people's champ.
I could see what he's talking about though. I know where Guy Will Gamble's talking about. There are some similarities. It's not all the way there, but I get it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. AEW's in a rough spot right now. Like I said, I want them to get to where they can get their stuff off and get in a little bit better position. Dynamite's coming up. Me and Derek are going to review it. This is my plug now for it, so we don't have to do it at the end. We're going to have a street fight. They borrowed the services of Brian Cage to the Don Callis family with a nice payment to Prince Nana. And we got Paul White and Kota Ibushi helping out the Golden Jets. No one calls them that. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. We should see what happens with this. Good sponsorship with Sega, though. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, sponsorships are still there. People want to do stuff with them. It's not bad. It's just going to be tag team match frenzy this weekend on Dynamite. Moxley and Yuta versus Orange Cassidy and Hook. Got something here.
There's some quality stuff available for AEW's trying. They're trying.
It like I told people, Sean, who do you sign? What's the big sign? You don't have a big signing anymore. No, that ain't happening. It's going to be better shows, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this is going to come down to. It's about better shows, better talent, and showcasing who the people want. That may not reflect well with the internet community, though. I like so-and-so. That's great, but look at them T-shirt sales for X, Y, and Z, whomever it may be. That's who we're going with.
You're talking right. You're talking right. Say it again? I said you're talking right.
Hey, listen, now, Sean, I'm adding this to the docket real quick for us to transition into some WWE talk. How did this happen? How did this happen?
What a disgrace. What a disgrace.
NXT or NWA or both?
No, NWA, they blew it, man. You knew that WWE was going to be like the vultures that they are, but how did NWA drop they fumbled the bag, bro. Like, this is pathetic. This is not all on WWE. WWE are the vultures that they always are. WWE will pick your bones if you allow them to, but NWA, oh my God. Woo!
Right? Yeah.
I mean, when I saw this report, I was like, they have nobody to blame but themselves. This could lead to their demise. This was their chance.
They had to deliver on this, but Billy hasn't said that it's dead yet. But we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen here. Maybe the information was wrong. Maybe it was set up incorrectly. I see people saying TNA was cooking. I'll give TNA their flowers too. I did think TNA had a better product at one time. NXT Matt said great sponsorship, but the match is gonna suck. Does Sega develop games anymore? I don't know. And could we get a world tour mode like Street Fighter 6? Hopefully for their games. Maybe have Sega make that fight forever or take over it. Pro Wrestler Shoe says you snooze, you lose. NWA dropped the 8-ball. That is. Come on. Come on.
My goodness.
I mean, it was right there, and he just
it
was there. He had to hit that triple. I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you. But NXT and CW, this is a dub for them, man. Listen, can I put on the conspiracy hat? Let me take off this Bills hat real quick. We're gonna put on the conspiracy hat. Fan, the NWA make a mistake. WWE just happens to be there to get in on this and say, you know what? We'll go over to the CW. We'll have that presence over there. I don't know. Yo, and shout out to my man Nick Aldis. Y'all talk about my boy Punk's pettiness. Pettiness runs throughout the wrestling business. Nick Aldis putting this song up on his stories and into the fire. Into the fire. Into the fire.
Dirty.
Listen, he feels the way he feels. It's a good deal for them, though. Like, good for NXT. I hope the ratings.
It's a great deal for NXT. It's just that NWA, I just don't understand. How in God's name can you fumble the bag like this?
Let me ask this, Sean. Now, I brought this up to someone else, too. And I feel like the answer I got was, like, wrestling can't get away with this. Why is it that you could watch a TV show? I just mentioned SVU. You see some horrifying things on there. obviously they're over the top and not real because it's a television show. They've got deals. You know what I mean, right? Like sometimes the bodies don't even look real at all. You're like, come on, bro. Come on. Where'd you get that? Party City?
Right.
You put that on TV, but they're just trying to establish the point of this is what happened. This was the crime that was committed, and this is what happened. Now, how come on those shows you could show someone doing the vitamin B? That's what I'll call it for right now. They're doing the vitamin B, and it's not a problem. But then when wrestling does it, it's an issue. Is it because of wrestling's past?
It's a double standard there.
Yeah, it's just weird that wrestling can't do things that, like, if this happened on Lucha Underground, do you think anyone would have blinked an eye?
They wouldn't have batted an eye. No.
Yeah, just me putting it out there for that. Gomar, what up, man? Welcome.
What up, Gomar?
So I don't know.
It's just it's a wild ride in the world of professional wrestling, and we're talking about a time right now with Thanksgiving coming up. This is one of the most historic times in pro wrestling. So, times of the year, that is. AEW stepping up. WWE's trying to step up. NWA had a chance to make a major splash during this holiday season, and I feel like they're going to live to regret it because now we're in a situation where, like I said, vultures are going to be vultures, man. WWE did what this. I don't like to give them no credit, but WWE did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, isn't it weird too that I bet you someone told Billy we don't care what's on your pay-per-views? I bet you they said that, but that's not what was meant. So right. I hope this is a lesson going forward to anyone that whatever you put on your product will reflect on your television partners.
100%.
Period. I don't care who you're with, what you do, all that. Period. All that stuff. I don't care.
Did you just do that?
One of my favorite comedian YouTubers did that one time where they were like, "Girls be talking all that mess." Period. I can't do it with the T. Period. I crack up when people write that. The youngsters these days. But I mean that seriously though. The period part, dead serious. Like you cannot assume that they're not watching your other stuff. You cannot assume that they're not going to say that reflects badly on me. This is a big transaction. This deal for NXT is rumored to be between like 25 and 35 million. That ain't no joke, bro. Like, Billy, what were you about to get? Billy was going to get 2 shows.
Which would have been astronomically important for the betterment of their company.
So who knows what's going to happen with this? Maybe they're going to have both still. No. Billy never announced anything, so.
I'm telling you it's over. It's over.
You think it's on the app only?
I think it's on the app only. I think they dropped the bag. I think they fumbled the bag. I think NWA is on the. There's moments in time, Conrad, that can change the course of a company's history. Okay, you can make one decision that can alter the course of your history. The Figure Poker Doom that altered the course of WCW forever. This botched deal by NWA, I think, is going to be something that they look back on and say, that's the reason why we didn't make it.
If people want to know why I said WWE has the history of shady business, look no further than what happened to ECW.
Right.
And I'm talking about original ECW on TNN. Did you watch that as a kid?
Of course I did.
ECW was a great show on TNN. They were getting good ratings, actually. The issue with ECW was that it was a test platform for Raw.
WWE, yes.
And then they came on. Guess what happens? ECW loses the TV deal. In this world, you lose the TV deal, you go out of business, and then what happens to you? Oh, that's right. WWE came in and bought us. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Like, they're just picking it up, man. It's sad, but it's business.
And we'll hire your former owner and make him a color commentator.
By the way, do I owe you guys any money? Because I don't have it. Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Into the Fire NWA was gold. Yeah, it was. It's over. You want to talk about crazy stuff on TV? Things that went down on Sons of Anarchy and Mayans were wild. Bro, that's what I'm saying. How can they get away with it? Someone's like, nah, that's okay. But then wrestling does something silly, and it's like, nope.
Word.
Wrestling's always sorry, this is, and I hate using this word, but this is me talking as a civilian who doesn't watch it ever. Wrestling's fake until you want it to be real, and everyone's like, oh, you can't be showing that on TV. I'm offended.
Exactly.
Wrestling and sports gamers never get on the best games. Definitely a list of highest booger sugar or no.
I like to call it selectively offended.
Yeah, CW got uber Christian owners now. I heard. I don't know who owns CW. I know I saw Paramount's in on it. Someone keeps saying that Warner Brothers Discovery has a piece of this too. It sounds like a bunch of people own this. Why do you think TKO pushed Gomez McMahon out? His past burden to the new company, so we don't want that stigma to follow us around. So that's true.
That's a good point.
That's true. But you also can't act like you're surprised that all this bad stuff is happening when you knew it going into the deal why Vince wanted to do this. Because to me, that's also taking advantage of, I don't want to say like the elderly, because listen, there's no sympathy for Vince McMahon from me. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just take something from someone too, and you're like, haha, we made a great deal, didn't we, buddy? Give me that. Like, that's basically what's happening to this now, though. And I think Vince is realizing, like, yep, they're pushing me out.
Yeah, he
makes me sick. Yeah. It's been 18 years since Eddie Guerrero passed. RIP to Eddie Guerrero.
Indeed.
Was there a disclaimer beforehand? I don't know if there was for that instance, Doug. WCW lost that TV deal too, and Vince bought it when it was in a fire sale.
For pennies on the dollar.
There's a rumor that they think something funny happened with that one too, but I'll let you guys research it.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're right about that too. Look, he's a scoundrel, man. That's what my grandfather, God rest his soul, would call me like that. He's a scoundrel. He would rob you of your blood if he needed his own.
Some would prefer to say ruthless businessman.
Well, I call it scoundrel, and I can call him worse.
Yeah. Let's get into some damage control here.
Oh boy.
Pun intended.
Oh boy. What a great segue.
Go ahead, Sean. Kick this off, man.
Oh, this is so stupid. So, we have Damage Control in the building. Bayley and Dakota Kai and the WWE Champion, Io Sky. And we're in a situation where we have a tag team match with Bianca Belair, with Asuka as her tag team partner, along with Charlotte Flair. And the logic, I guess, that WWE put into place is that they wanted to have a mega group, which makes absolutely no sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Bayley, who hates Kairi Sane, and Kairi Sane, who hates Bayley, and somehow Kairi Sane forgives Bayley for bringing up the fact that back in 2020, she's the one who, storyline-wise, got her kicked out of WWE, literally kicked her out of WWE. She comes back, she says that everything is well, all is well, it's all good. And then you have a situation where Asuka, out of nowhere, turns her back on her faceism. That's going to be my word from now on, faceism. Turns her back on Charlotte Flair, turns her back on Bianca Belair, joins forces with Kairi Sane, who has already joined forces with Damage Control. And now, for the first time in my memory, we have a 5-woman stable. I mean, this is a 5-woman stable. We've had stables with women. We've had DX with Tori and Stephanie. We've had the Dangerous Alliance with Medusa. We've had the 4 Horsemen with woman, God rest her soul, but a 5-woman faction. Now, the problem is this. You don't have 5 women in the company that can go up against these people, so it's stupid in that regard. Secondly, Kairi Sane and Bayley don't like each other. Thirdly, Asuka only has allegiance to Kairi Sane, and Io's caught in the middle. So we have this whole cluster of stuff going on, and nobody knows why. The bottom line is, you blink your eyes, and Damage Control's gone from 3 to 5, and you have 4 former women's champions and the former NXT tag champion in a stable. And it looks good on paper, but it can't be. It's one of those things, Conrad, and I'm going to throw it back to you. It's one of those things that is not sustainable. There is no way this version of Damage Control is sustainable. And that's the problem.
I think it's going to be used as a storytelling device.
Mm-hmm.
That guy Will Gamble and me are thinking the exact same way on what's going to happen. Bailey's getting kicked out of the group, but Bailey isn't realizing that the takeover is happening from within.
Well, Dakota
Io's the
Kai's the
world.
one that's gonna. Oh no, Dakota's the one you got to watch out for. Everything else to me is too obvious. Kyrie Sane doesn't like Bailey. Asuka doesn't like Bailey. Io has been turning against Bailey for the last 2 months. Dakota Kai is the mastermind.
Dakota Kai's still injured, isn't she?
She's injured, but she can still be the mastermind.
She could be. She could be. I think that this is going to lead to a group with Asuka, Io, and Kyrie. I don't know if it's going to stay Damage Control, if they're going to do something else with it, but that's what I think is going to end up happening. And look, Guy Will Gamble's right here. Io's taking in within.
I hear. Look, that's the obvious choice. I'm telling you, Dakota Kai. See, you guys got to see when I do my research for the show. Since I don't watch WWE Live anymore, part of my research is watching the behind-the-scenes clips that they post on .com and social media on YouTube. If you noticed that interview, if you watched the interview with the new Damage Control, Dakota Kai did all the talking. And Dakota Kai took ownership of being the person that put it all together.
Well, that would make sense too, to smooth things over. Bailey's getting kicked out this group. I don't care what anybody says. I don't know who goes with her or if anyone even does, but Bailey's getting kicked out this group.
I think we're in agreement on that, Conrad. I just think we're in disagreement about who the mastermind is. I think Dakota Kai is being put in a position to when she's healthy, she can be seen as the mastermind of this situation. I think the normal logic would be that Bailey and Dakota Kai would be lumped together, and then it would be Asuka, Io, and Kyrie remaining. But I think that I think Dakota Kai is the match. But the bottom line is this: Bailey. We all agree Bailey is on her way out. That's the bottom line.
That's a fact. Asuka, yeah. See, I see Quills is with you about the kind of the anger of this group making no sense. Io looks weaker and weaker, and Asuka is now being regulated to being no more than a flunky. Where did we go wrong with Asuka? A year ago, I was excited for Asuka again, and it's like faded so quickly again. Like
it fades because WWE makes it fade. And let me tell you something else, man. This group on paper is an all-star group. The problem is it makes no sense. See, I don't like groups, Conrad, that don't seem sustainable from the start. Literally, Conrad, and you tell me if I'm wrong on this. Literally, when they all joined forces on Friday night, well, for me, Saturday morning, instantly I was like, what the hell is this? Like, immediately. It wasn't even like I felt the true excitement of them getting together. It was like, yo, they got together just to break up.
Yeah, but this is where someone's going to say, oh, no, it's long-term storytelling. But you know instantly from the moment that this jumped off where this is going. And they're gonna drag it out for a little bit. Maybe they're gonna use Bailey until its time is up. I don't know what they're gonna do with this, but this seems to be the new Triple H formula. You bring back tag teams, do all this, you drag it out a little bit, and he's trying to put the pieces in place, it seems like, where he wants people, and maybe this is how he's going to do it. And he seems to be a big fan of groups now again. Because
I will say this, my brother. I think that it does line itself up for a tremendous Survivor Series style match if they go that route. The new and improved Damage Control against Charlotte, well, I won't say excellent because there's a couple of people on the other side that might not be quote-unquote excellent, but you do have the makings of a really good match. The new and improved Damage Control against Charlotte, Bianca Belair, maybe Selena Vega, Shotzi, and somebody else.
Yeah, we do have word from Rockstar. He's saying that Dakota's not clear to wrestle.
She's not clear to wrestle, but she does not need. I thank you, Prince. But she doesn't need to be clear to wrestle to be behind the group.
No. I think people are talking about the matchup here. McKinney. So McKinney's comment was before that, but Dakota's not clear to wrestle. So this is a 4-on-4, but is it War Games? Do you do War Games here for the?
I don't think this is War Games worthy. I appreciate, first of all, shout out to Prince for making me aware, and shout out to you, Conrad, for reminding me. Okay, so Dakota's definitely not cleared. So to me, it's a no-brainer then. To me, I can predict this match right now. It's going to be the new and improved Damage Control, the four of them, versus Bianca Belair, Charlotte, Shotzi, and who did I just say a second ago?
Jade or Becky Lynch are the two that everybody's saying.
Okay, well, maybe so. Okay.
If it's Becky, it makes no sense. How did Becky Lynch get on a team of SmackDown people?
No, but I see. That's what I'm saying. I'm messing up because I said it and it made sense a second ago. Who did I just say? Help me out, Chad. I said Shotzi,
Charlotte, Bianca,
and there was somebody else. Selena Vega.
Oh, Zelina Vega. You could put Zelina Vega in there. I think this is the perfect place to have Jade debut. Survivor Series was made for debuts.
Mm-hmm.
Have her come out. Listen, I'm not the biggest fan of them doing this. You could even do the pump fake, as I call it, the bait and switch.
Thank you, guys.
Zelina Vega.
Thank you, Gamble, and thank you, Quills.
Sorry, where was I? Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So do that, I guess. I think if Jade's ready, do it. You know what I mean? That would be an internal thing, though, to know if she's ready. If she's ready, I say do it.
I think you're second guessing yourself for nothing, Conrad. I think that would be the perfect choice. I think she'd be perfect. Zelina Vega was my kind of default pick. I think adding Jade to this match would give it a boost, a tremendous boost. I think it's a no-brainer. The only question is, are they planning on debuting her at Survivor Series?
Because to me, Becky and Rhea is the other matchup that you're trying to get towards. If that's what they're gonna do that. Then I don't know. This has a lot of moving wheels to this or moving parts that you could try to get into. M. Leezy agrees with you. Dakota's the secret leader of the group.
I think so.
Nah, I think Dakota is gonna figure it out, but she can't do anything about it. That's what I'm saying. Dakota might get kicked out with Bayley because Bayley will be on her own after this, and I don't know what's going to happen too. But you could be totally right too, though, that Dakota's the leader because Asuka, knowing WWE, you have Asuka, Io, and Kyrie. Who's going to talk for them? You might need Dakota in that role anyway. It's like Dakota is the head leader if you're going to try to actually make this happen.
My brother, I'm trying to put you on like you put me on 99 times out of 100, bro. I just happened to have the scoop because I saw the clip. Dakota Kai did all the talking backstage at SmackDown. I'm talking about all the talking. Not one person, including Bayley, had anything to say. It was all Dakota, and Dakota took credit. Look up that clip, chat. That clip, chat. Dakota took all the credit. All the credit. Okay. Secondly, Dakota has a history of turning on people, bro. Dakota has a huge history on turning on people. Raquel Rodriguez, the other girl at the at War Games back Survivor Series a couple years ago, and let me tell you something. Dakota Kai can talk. She can talk. Mark my words, Conrad. I don't put a lot of stamps on a lot of things. Dakota Kai is the leader.
Okay. You heard it. Shaw's putting his stamp down this week on something. I like it.
Quills again. Quills. Tegan Knox is who she turned on. Dakota Kai is the leader, my brother. Remember what I said, brother. Remember what I said. I'm telling you. I feel it, bro. Watch that clip from after SmackDown on the web on YouTube. Dakota Kai wouldn't even let Bayley talk.
Okay. I'm going to go back and find that.
Yeah.
Because I will admit I do not go back and watch those interviews because I feel like they should be on the show. If WWE had a secondary women's title, this group would be a good idea. You know what that means. I really would like for them to have a secondary women's championship. Or better book the tag titles, maybe? This 5-woman stable would be better if the women's division wasn't split into 2 shows.
Facts.
No lies. Santos turning on Ray last Friday felt pretty awkward, but this story is decent. Well, Escobar season has returned, baby. You know how it goes. Santos out here.
They gave us enough time where we all knew it was coming, but it still felt pretty good. They actually did that. I got to give WWE credit. They actually did that turn pretty good.
Yeah, I got to give credit to who said that? Philip Lindsay from Fightful said that. He put Escobar season as returned. I had to put the "you can hate me now" as soon as I saw it. I was cracking up. But yeah, no, this is the move, man. Rey Mysterio always gets turned on. And I think Rhea Ripley put like maybe this is. I think they should try to do a storyline where Rey's descent is leading to the Judgment Day trying to say, "Come over here." Towards WrestleMania season, come back, and this is the one time where they're going to try to convince Rey Mysterio to go dark, and he gets this close, and he doesn't do it. Boom, got another match made for WrestleMania. Jade makes no sense. There is no real story there yet. I think it does. Jade's been dropping hints all the time. Who did she first show up in and who was in the room? Charlotte.
Yeah, and this could be great because she can win the match, like, and embarrass Charlotte by winning the match for that team.
Yep, it could come down where her and Charlotte have a miscalculation. Charlotte gets eliminated, and then Survivor Series is, me and Sean are going to be talking about this November 16th, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly. Y'all better go subscribe right now. Survivor Series is one of the best places to tell stories. This is usually where you get the sprinkles of what could happen at WrestleMania. We've seen plans change plenty of times at Survivor Series where they tease something and then nope. But it's the best place to do it because you can tell stories. You're in the ring, and then people don't have to touch for too long or get into it too long. But you can do that. Look at it. Guy will gamble. You might as well come on here with us. Look at that, talking like this.
Appreciate you.
I love it. I love it, man.
Hey, I like that, Quilly. Gamble and Quilly is coming with the heat right now. Snap it. What's her name again?
Sean, that might be a new shirt, man, with the snap, just the snap fingers on the front. That's all you need.
No, shout out though. I feel you, Conrad. Shout out to Zelina. Zelina Vega is not snap famous. I literally just forgot what I just said. But look, I'm gonna go back on what I said again, Conrad, and I want to give you full credit.
Shout out to E, because that's exactly what I've been thinking.
Right, facts. Yo, I love that idea, bro. Zelina Vega would be a fill-in, but she's on SmackDown at least. Yo, having it be Jade turns that match into must-see, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's much better than the option of Becky Lynch. Look, y'all think Sean hates it. Look, Sean is excited for this if you do this, right?
Yes.
The issue is if I hear, I'm going to be tight because I'm like, why did we do, what is the purpose of this brand split stuff?
Yeah,
Stop
you're right. Why would she come over just for that match? That's stupid. I agree.
You want another early prediction?
Sure.
I think at WrestleMania, I think Kevin Owens might be having a match with Nick Aldis. I thought Kevin Owens was going to turn heel, but I'm starting to think Nick Aldis and Kevin Owens is going to be a match.
I like that.
I'm gonna just put that out there.
Because of the suspension. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Even though Nick Aldis did tell him before, don't do that. Don't do that.
Why did you
so,
oh my God.
We will see. We'll see where this new version of Damage Control goes. Me and Sean will be doing a preview to.
Whoa! Stop. We are going to take a moment and pay homage to Conrad Cushman for getting that little nugget that he just put. Put that back up. That was awesome. Where the heck did you? Now I hope they don't break up.
Shout out to this is from the Smackdown page, Fox.
Bro, good for. Shout out to Conrad. That is a sexy put together of damn it. Yo, they. Ooh.
It's a cool look, right? It's a cool little graphic,
look, bro. That is a really cool. It's only gonna last 2 weeks, but that is a cool look, man. Man, oh man. Wow, they look good together in that picture.
See?
Wow. Shout out to you, Conrad, for finding that. That is awesome. They really look like a team.
Yeah, I go scouring for these things to make it happen.
Nice.
Sick joining us in the chat. What's good, Sick, man? If you guys are in the chat, don't forget to hit that like button. I haven't even mentioned any of this. Subscribe if you're new. If you're a jerk, you get kicked out the chat. I saw someone got kicked out. I know I put them in timeout, but it looks like they got banned. Don't come in here starting no foolishness. I saw what you put, but we won't acknowledge that anymore.
Was it something disrespectful?
No, it was just something inappropriate that I was like, I don't want that in here. So come in here with some respect. Let's get into Wrestling Revolver.
Yo,
we've been talking about this show.
I'm so freaking hype about this, bro. Yo, this is I don't think this is gonna be disappointing at all, bro. I don't.
Wrestling Revolver is a good promotion. Usually a lot of their events are on Fight. They get people from all over. Look at this right now. You see AEW guys. I see Impact wrestlers. I see people from the indies. This is good. This is good.
Bro, listen, man. This is what it's all about for me. They, being the Wrestling Revolver, have put their chips to the middle of the table, and they are going for a big win on Thursday night. I am excited. I'm excited.
Right? I had to show you this too for someone to put a comment up on what you said.
No doubt.
It did look cool though when I was a kid, so that's why it hurt my feelings more.
Yeah.
This Thursday, this card looks sick, Matt Lopez says.
For real?
Yes. And you know what, Matt? We're going to go through what's on the card for this one. It's not a super long card, but the matches I think are going to deliver.
Yes, I think so.
World title match for Wrestling Revolver. Someone who I interviewed many years ago now. Jake Chris. You guys can go check that out on the Spotify page or Apple Podcasts. It's in the archives. It wasn't a video version, but you can go listen to an interview I did with Jake Chris while he was in Impact Wrestling. He's going to defend the world title against Rocky Romero, who's been everywhere lately. Chris Bay, Alan Angels, who's in Impact Wrestling as well, and Sanico. This is going to be good. Sanico.
I think so.
This is gonna be wild.
See, this card, the way it's been put together, we're gonna go down the tiers of the lineup. This is Wrestling Revolver saying, "Hey, look at us." That's what I look at it as. This is like, "Hey, we've been around for a while, but we're stacked." And I don't understand. Maybe it's a Thanksgiving week kind of deal because it's like kind of centered around the holidays. But coming on the doorstep of AEW this Saturday and Survivor Series next Saturday, what a good job by the people over there at WRR Wrestling, the TWR. They are really
Wrestling Revolver. It's weird to say like Pro Wrestling Revolver, but it's really Wrestling Revolver. So yeah, listen, if we say it mixingly, like the event's unreal. By the way, for those who are
I'm really excited about this, and I'm really excited about the time slot too. It'll be prime time in LA. It'll be late night in New York, and I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah, I'm curious to see because, like I said, they have a lot of good people on this card. Look at this matchup. Where would you see this?
Ooh.
You've got Jacob Fatu from MLW versus Masha Slamovich. What are we doing here? Masha is crazy, number one. If you've never seen her, she's an amazing talent. Jacob Fatu is someone that when he is available or whenever he becomes available, sign him up. He is amazing. He's amazing. I can't believe he never got scooped up before this. I've heard reasons.
Surprising.
Yeah. He's asking, is Revolver new? No, it's actually owned by, I want to say Sami Callihan, and I don't know if Moxley is involved in it, but I know Sami Callihan is as an owner. So definitely check it out.
I want to go on record. Me and Connor were talking about this off the air. I have to give Ronda Rousey her flowers. This completely dissolves the notion that she was just in WWE for clout. She clearly cares about being a pro wrestler because otherwise, why the heck would she be doing this? So salute to her. I mean, I got to give her credit in that regard. I think the wrestling world should give her credit. She is wrestling on an indie show for nothing. I mean, she's getting paid, but what I'm saying is for no reason other than like, yo, this is really a big deal. Ronda Rousey is headlining a pay-per-view, an indie pay-per-view.
Yeah. I mean, for anybody who was upset about her wrestling, I mean, maybe she's gonna come out here and show us something. I don't know what we're gonna see. That's the thing that I'm looking at this as, is maybe we'll see more different stuff out of her. I don't know. Let me see here. Also, yes, shout out to Chris Hero. He's returning to wrestling too this Friday night, West Coast Pro. He's gonna be wrestling Timothy Thatcher, for those who are interested in that. So it's safe to say that Ronda got the wrestling itch. Was the bright lights of the WWE too much for her and the indies are more her speed as far as structure and crowd size? She could be just doing a favor for a friend too, because you'll see who she's tagging up with. Let's continue going through this card though. Look at this matchup. Now, you have Paul Walter Hauser versus Matthew Palmer. First time ever matchup here. If you are a fan of Cobra Kai, you know Paul Walter Hauser. He has appeared on AEW television as well. Sean, are you a Cobra Kai fan?
I am.
So I can't remember, what is his name on Cobra Kai? Stingray? Is that it?
I was gonna say Stingray, but I'm not 100% confident though.
Yeah, I'm probably putting doubt into your head, but yeah, that is crazy. That is crazy, fam. Like, he's gonna be on this show. I don't know how they got him. I don't know how they pulled this off, but he's got to be a pro wrestling fan to be showing up for. You know what I mean? Like, who's like, yeah, let me do a match on the Indies. You know what I mean?
Fact, yeah.
So that's what they're going to be doing for that one. You also have another first time ever, the Switchblades, which is the team of Jon Moxley and Sami Callihan versus the Rascals. This one.
It's gonna be a show stealer, man. Like I'm going down the tiers of this lineup a few times, and I'm telling you, man, to see this kind of a tag team matchup on a bill for an indie pay-per-view on a Thursday night, I'm fired up. This is really top quality wrestling, and I think that this is going to steal the show.
Yeah. Yo, chat's got me cracking up. Deanna says maybe it's a more relaxed show for her, make it easier for her. And Marina Shafir is the reason. Joel says her and Marina are best friends. Yep, they were part of the Four Horsewomen together.
Right.
Chris Hero wrestling for his own promotion when TK needs bodies. Hey, I don't know if he signed over there. Rhonda wanted to be a face so bad. It was always her character work for me, but she used to tank when she didn't get the reactions.
Yeah,
Stingray. Thank you, Matt Lopez. He did confirm it. And I don't know why Paul Walter, what I can't even say his name. I don't know why Paul looked like Bubba Sparks. Come on now. Yeah, this should be good though. And I wonder if Myron Reed shows up. He is also a member of the Rascals now. And we just saw him join Impact Wrestling with them. So they are now back to a trio, the Rascals. So will he show up here? Could he help them get the win? Maybe.
Absolutely.
And the main event, this has ROH implications with it. The tag team of Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir are going to take on Athena and Billy Starks. Athena and Billy Starks is the top storyline in Ring of Honor right now. And Athena is the women's champion in Ring of Honor. This is great. This is a great thing to get Ring of Honor spotlighted a little bit more. Maybe some people will want to check it out. If you're digging what Athena's doing, this is going to be something that you may want to see.
And what a smart move by Ronda Rousey and her team to pretty much put herself in a situation where she can dip her toe in the water with two seasoned veterans and her best friend to get her feet wet in pro wrestling outside of WWE. I love it. And I think that Ronda Rousey is going to show the world even what I doubted her for, which is being truly genuine about the pro wrestling world. And I think this proves that she is.
Yeah, I don't think you get into that ring multiple times without having some level of seriousness or respect to it. Like, when you fall, you feel those falls. Let's see, with Rousey, I'm going to take the let's see what she does in the ring approach. From the entertainment side of it, let's see what she does. I want to see Marina Shafir continue to move up. I'm a fan of hers. I like her style. Most people don't. They'll say stuff about it, but I like what she's doing in the ring. Like, I think she's trying to add some legitimacy to her stuff and what she's doing. So I'm gonna roll with this. I'm gonna see what happens.
And I think you're correct in your assessment.
And you guys can get this, like I said, November 16th, Thursday. You guys show up to Sean's stream. He is going to do the giveaway for it. It is not here. It is going to be a Clash of the Podcast representation on Sean's stream. So make sure you guys are over there checking us out. We're going to have two guests. We're going to be talking Survivor Series and all that and more. So make sure you are over there for the opportunity to win if you are interested in this.
And look, I can't stress it enough what Conrad's saying right now. Like, Clash of the Podcast on my channel, but like an opportunity to watch this event for free. We are giving away to one lucky listener, one lucky viewer, the chance to watch this epic pay-per-view for free. So tune in, man, because I'm picking a winner, Conrad's picking a winner, and we're going to give somebody a chance to watch this big night of pro wrestling. And I'm talking about what a night. Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, Clash of the Podcast on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. And then immediately following that, live on Fight pay-per-view, the Revolver pay-per-view. So let's lock in, man.
It's gonna be a busy week for me, man. We're doing Clash right now, Dynamite Wednesday, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly Thursday, and then Saturday we're gonna be doing the Full Gear review. Have mercy on me next week, folks, if I'm looking tired. Have mercy on me.
Let's give Conrad his flowers, man. Dude is a hardworking brother, man.
Ori, the draw in the house. What's good, Ori? Love and respect. If you guys are into video game streams, Ori does them the best. So I got to give her a shout out. Dang, you need a nap. I'm trying. Let's see. Now, if Athena vacated her title to go to the AEW for the TBS title, I'd be good with that. They need her on the shows you see on TV, not ROH behind a paywall. I think he's still trying to work that deal out, McKinney. I promise. I know a lot of people thought TK was crazy that he didn't take the CW deal as well. I think TK is trying to play chess, not checkers.
Facts.
He ain't trying to play himself out of anything too fast by giving up on his partner. So let's see what happens with it, because I'm sure they're going to want that library, and that's the key to that deal.
Facts.
But Sean, I think we have reached the end. It's time for you to sell, brother. Sell.
Man, I'm really excited. First of all, Clash of the Podcast every Monday night, 6:05, with my brother from another mother, Conrad. Conrad will hate me. That's a strong word. Hate me for saying this, but he's the one who puts 85% of this stuff together. So thank you, Conrad, for allowing me and blessing me with the opportunity to do this show for 63 weeks, 64 next week in a row. I'm really blessed by this. But listen, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, in collaboration with EPW, Clash of the Podcast on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel, is going to be presenting the Survivor Series special live on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel. We're going to be talking about the 2001 Survivor Series Invasion by WCW and ECW. We're going to be talking about Andre the Giant becoming the first heel in the history of wrestling pay-per-view to win a main event match. And then we're going to be talking about arguably the most controversial storyline in the history of the business, the Montreal Screwjob that happened in 1997. All that plus Conrad, myself, Renzi, and Crystal will give you our full Survivor Series breakdown. Not predictions. We're going to predict the following week on Clash of the Podcast. But we're going to talk about a lot of things. We're also going to bring up also the Deadly Games tournament. Oh, look at Joel. Joel reading my mind. The Deadly Games tournament from 1998. So all that and a lot more this Thursday night on Hubbard Wrestling Weekly's YouTube channel. Go and subscribe right now. We'll see you this Thursday at 8 p.m. on the HWW channel. And one viewer will have the opportunity, courtesy of Fight Pay-Per-View, to watch the Unreal Wrestling Revolver pay-per-view that very same night for the price of free $99. So once again, Conrad, appreciate you, my G. Listeners, viewers, we appreciate you. Conrad, is there anything else, my brother?
We got a question in here from Guy Will Gambler. We're going to talk about that match that led to Tuesday in Texas. You bring it up in the live stream. I'm sure we'll talk about it.
And you know what? Now that you're bringing it up, I can put it on the docket, man. It's going to be a Survivor Series retro like none other. Myself, Conrad, McKinney, and McKinney. Shout out to McKinney, but not McKinney in this case. Myself, Conrad, Renzi, and Crystal have been working on this for well over 2 months. So we're going to be going in. And we big shout out to the team over at Fight for blessing us with the code to bless you guys with a little early Thanksgiving gift. Really fired up. All that and more. Plus, like I said, we're going to break down and compare everything that's happened in the past with this upcoming Survivor Series as that card continues to take shape. So we'll see you this Thursday night on the Hubbard Wrestling Weekly channel at 8 p.m. We will see you next Monday night, 6:05 for Clash of the Podcast. In between that, make sure you check out Conrad and Derek on their Wednesday night AEW review. Enjoy the pay-per-view this weekend. And with that being said, God bless you. And always remember, evil never, ever prevails. God bless. We'll see you next time. We'll see you on Thursday night.